Hello everybody, my name is Glenn. Today I read Eleanor Roosevelt. A person who is often mentioned as someone who helped the poor and those in need is Eleanor Roosevelt. It has been said that Eleanor was a woman as she was strong. Born in New York City, Eleanor was sent to England for school. When she came back to the United States, she started doing social work to help the poor. Throughout her life, she always found ways to keep helping the poor. Eleanor married her cousin Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1906. Together, they raised 6 children. Franklin came down with the illness folio in 1921. By this time, he was active in politics. He felt that because of his illness, he should stop down. But Eleanor encouraged him to keep trying. He was elected governor of New York 7 years later. In 1933, Eleanor went across the country with Franklin as he ran for the President of the United States. By the time he was elected, the country was in the middle of a depression. Once again, Eleanor worked hard to help the hungry and jobless people. During World War II, Eleanor helped the troops. Later, she was named a delegate to the United Nations. She spent the rest of her life aiding and helping those in need. Story questions. What do you find about Eleanor's work during World War II? End of the third paragraph. The author probably wrote this passage to inform the readers about D. Portray Eleanor's commitment to helping and serving others through her life. What does the phrase active in politics means? Taking a part in government. Which of the following states is not a fact about Eleanor Roosevelt? Eleanor's background was similar to the disadvantaged people she helped. Hello everybody, my name is Fred. Today I read Alexander Graham Bell. Did you answer the phone today? You have Alexander Bell to thank for that. Bell was the son of a speech teacher. He had helped his father through the years and learned many things. He was taught how people learn to speak and hear. He used his knowledge to help deaf people learn to speak. Bell was born in Scotland in 1847. The Bell family eventually moved to Canada. Bell moved on to Boston, where he continued his work with deaf people. He was trying to invent the machine that would help deaf people speak. His first success was when he sent a musical note over an electrical wire. Bell kept working experiment. He invented a machine that was able to send and receive human speech. One day, he spilled acid on his clothes. He decided to use his machine to send a help message on his friend. His friend got the message through the machine. The telephone has been invented. Some people thought that others had invented the telephone. The Supreme Court finally ruled in Bell's favor. Bell eventually got a patent for his invention. Alexander Graham Bell would probably be most interested in According to the passage, how did Bell finally receive the patent for his invention? The Supreme Court ruled in Bell's favor. What's the main idea of this passage? How Bell's backgrounds proved helpful. What was the original purpose of the machine Bell invented? To invent a machine to help deaf people speak. Hello everybody, my name's Sweat. Today I read John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States. He was a very young president. Many people like his leadership style. John was born into a very wealthy family. He was one of 9 children. He went to private school as a child and went on Harvard University. World War II broke out and John was enlisted in the Navy. While at war, John was a war hero. He saved the lives of many men when a ship was hit. After the war, he ran for senator of Massachusetts. He won by a huge margin. He served 2 terms. In 1960, he ran for president of the country. He debated against Richard Nixon. They were the first debates on television. John was elected president by a narrow margin. He was the youngest person ever to be elected president. He and his wife, Jackie, has young children in the White House. As president, John worked hard to solve top problems. He created the Peace Corps as well as other programs, but not everyone approved. Kennedy was shot and killed in Dallas, Texas in November 1963. Police arrested Lee Harvey Oswald for the assassination of President Kennedy. Hello everybody, my name is Sweat. Today I read Charles Lindbergh. The first president to fly alone across the Atlantic Ocean was Charles Lindbergh. Lindbergh loves to fly. He started flying at the age of 20. The following years, he built his own plane. In the beginning, Lindbergh was a stunt pilot. He was paid to do tricks with his plane. Then Lindbergh began working as an airman pilot. He delivered mail by airplanes. He would fly back and forth between St. Louis and Chicago. Lindbergh was gaining experience flying long distances. In 1926, Lindbergh began thinking about flying his plane nonstop from New York to Paris. This has never been done before. There was a prize of $20,000 for the first person who could do it. Lindbergh got a group of business from St. Louis to help him. The first thing he did was buy a new plane. He named it the Sprint of St. Louis. He set a speed record flying from San Diego to New York. On May 20, 1927, Lindbergh accomplished the goal of crossing the Atlantic Ocean. It took him 33 hours. He was an assistant hero and was given the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hello everybody, my name is Sweat. Today I read Oprah Winfrey. People thought the world knows Oprah Winfrey's name, but this was not always the case. Oprah was born in 1954 to Vernetta Lee and Vernon Winfrey. She was poor and has an unstable family. She went to live with her grandmother. By her grandmother, she was taught to read at a very young age. She also began reciting poems and other pieces in front of her church congregations. Oprah ran smart card her gifted. Oprah didn't know exactly what that meant, but she thought it must mean she was special. At the age of 19, Oprah got a job as reporter for a radio station in Nashville. During this time, Oprah won beauty pageants and entered college at Tennessee State University. In 1976, Oprah hosted a television show in Baltimore. It was a success. Oprah stayed with the show for 8 years. She left to start her own show in Chicago. In 1986, Oprah began the show entitled The Oprah Winfrey Show. It was a huge success and ran for 25 years. But Oprah has not just been a television personality, she has been an advocate for those in need. She gives out millions of dollars and has set up a network to raise money for less fortunate. She has also pushed importance of literacy and set up a book club to encourage reading. She continues to have huge success across the world. Goodbye.